runs. I just wonder, could they have done with the extra seamer? I suppose they have that reserve. We didn't see Goshen Jah bowl against the West Indies at all. They have that option of him turning his arm over. And certainly Kuwait will sense this as a real opportunity. Remember, it was the quadrangular series final that I know Nepal were slightly weaker than they usually would be. I don't think there's any Sandeep Lamachani or Rohit Paudel, a few other players missing for that tour. But they did get the better of Nepal in a thrilling final there in Hong Kong.
Yes, the batter who scored around 80 odd runs, Bashir Ahmed, is not in the squad for this qualifier.
Guided away off the outside edge. The Nepal fans are going to cheer every run they can get. Yeah, it was a 3-run victory. Sandra Rowan was in the runs that day. The quadrangular series played out between Nepal, Kuwait, Hong Kong and Qatar. But they were in a terrible position, Nepal. They were 92 for 8, and Bashir Ahmed nearly pulled off a miracle alongside Nandan Yadav, whose batting continues to improve.
That is what he's working on. He has a very good bowling. He's bowled very well throughout these last year or so.
Really good start, outstanding start from Farouk. Just 2 runs from the first over. Good side, Kuwait, very much on the rise in the World Game, particularly again in this format. We spoke about Qatar in the afternoon game and how they really have a focus primarily, not solely, but primarily on the T20 format, and that kind of plays to their strengths. And this is a man to watch. He took 2 for 24 in that quadrangular series final. Yasin Patel is a fine young cricketer.
Yes, Laksha Anek, Energy 8. Energy Vanekai, Red Bull.
Sunflower oil, Mayali Bandeko Swag. Asian Paints Ultimate Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV hybrid technology काम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल.
Rate under a run a ball, 5.95, and he'll often strike here in the power play. He's going to go with a slip and play, and then we've got 5 fielders in a ring on the offside, so only 3 fielders on the leg side field. And he's going to keep that impeccable line outside the off stump.
He doesn't get so much of turn, but his accuracy is impeccable. He just comes and bowls, starts it in.
See that field there. It's rare you'll see a spin bowler bowl to a 6-3 field. Some seamers can do it, particularly away swing bowlers with that control. But what both batters, both right-handers will consider doing is stepping outside the off stump and unleashing either the sweep or the slog sweep to exploit that leg side. Obviously we'll get a single down there. 3 fielders on the leg side, deep mid wicket, long on, and then a short fine leg. So every single field of the offside's up in the circle, including the slip.
It's because he doesn't get that turn. He's just bowling with the arm, the ball getting into the right-hander. That is why the field is set. Now the slips has been taken off, is into short mid.
Slight change in approach, I suppose, for the 2 batters. They know that Kushal Patel is probably someone who prefers the sweep shot a little more than Asif Sheikh. But a good start this from Kuwait. I think a big toss to win. Both sides wanted to bowl. That's what Rohit Paudel said at the toss. And all of these dots in the power play will help build up the pressure.
This is what Nepal doesn't want, dot balls in the first 6 overs.
There is that sweep, yeah. He enjoys that shot. You would suspect for Nepal, with the depth of their batting, they'll want these 2 to attack in the power play.
They should attack because their only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle in the first 6 overs. So they might take a risk and attack in the first 6 overs. But Yasin Patel, as we said, he's a very canny bowler.
Inside edge, that could have gone anywhere. And a fantastic start from Kuwait continues. Only 4 runs from the first 2 overs. Nepal, 4 for none. So welcome along to the coverage. If you haven't enjoyed either the morning or the afternoon game, this is the third game of 3 on the opening day. And we'll just try and explain the structure a little bit to you. 9 teams are coming together across 21 matches here in the beautiful Sultanate of Oman. They're separated into 3 groups of 3. We're here in Group B. The first action coming from Group B. We saw Group A action with the UAE, the tournament's leading ranked side, just about doing enough over Qatar. Oman beat Samoa this morning. And then in terms of the rankings, Nepal will be the favourites in this group, but we're expecting upsets throughout. It's important to get off to a good start because you'll carry your result through against the other side that qualifies. Top 2 from each group go through, and then we go into a Super 6 stage where you'll play 4 more matches against the top 2 in the other 2 groups. So in Nepal or Kuwait's case, that'll be against Group A and Group C. And then we'll end up with a Super 6 table. You kind of look at Qatar and Samoa's position now, both of whom have to play tomorrow. They lose and they are out. It's a cutthroat format. As Bertel goes through the offside, gets probably just the single.
He didn't time that as much as he liked. Just got the toe end of the bat. Lucky didn't go straight to the fielder. Farouk is getting a nice shape away from the right-hander. The pitch is helping the medium paces that we saw in the first game as well. UAE bowlers and even Qatari bowlers bowled very well the medium paces.
Slip continues in place. That's Rajiv Sandarawan. As the short ball hits him right in front, and that's going to be given. Rashid Riaz had no hesitation at all, and Farouk gets good reward for a fine start with the ball. Haven't seen any success yet from batters trying to play across the line in any of the 3 contests, and Sheikh is going to fall early. That was going to go on and crash into middle and off.
Exactly. Very straight delivery. Tried to play across the line, completely missed it. Asif Sheikh has to depart. Right in front of the middle stump.
Has kept a little low as well, hasn't it? And then that will be a concern for all the batters who will watch that dismissal. Shakes early, the first one to fall. He's gone for 2. It's 5 for 1.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
Seems to take it in a very graceful manner, but he identified very much in the build-up to that West Indies series that whilst that was a glamorous occasion, that inaugural Unity Cup, that this was the big focus, qualifying for the World Cup again. As the outside edge is beaten, I think he's just played inside the line of it, and I think he and all of his teammates, even Stuart Law, the head coach, will admit that they will not come to this qualifier expecting to qualify easily. There's going to be many tough games, and Kuwait are proving that already.
Yes, that's very good channel by Farouk. Bowling outside the off stump, outside the off stump. Ball swinging away from the right-hander. Rohit Paudil playing inside the line of the ball.
Yeah, special night for Paudil as well, with it being his 50th match as captain of the nation. He's captained his country in this format more than anyone. Paris Khadka in second with 27, Lamachani 18, Gyanendra Malla 12, dating all the way back to that first T20I in the T20 World Cup back in 2014 up in Bangladesh. Gully now comes into place. That's how extravagant the movement has been. He's got a good record too, doesn't he? Only lost 18 of those 50 matches and plenty of wins in there. He's a fine young leader.
He is a very fine young leader. And talking about Kuwait, this is what they should do. Nepal already 1 down in the 3rd over. Just 5 runs on the board. There's a slip and a gully. Good attacking field for the outswinger.
They're really impressed with the start from Kuwait. Many call them sort of the dark horse, the underdog to watch in this competition. As another one goes past the outside edge, Farouk has it on a string. Nepal are in early trouble. It's 5 for 1.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
नेपाल टॉप सब ठीक ठाक
Skyworth Home Appliances. यति का
As Bertel goes to the power sweep, gets a good piece of it, and will get the first maximum. More like it for Nepal. A little bit off the higher half of the bat, but he goes with such aggression and such confidence. He gets 6.
This is what Burtel can do to a left-arm spinner. Just comes across the stumps and slog sweeps it over mid-wicket boundary.
Back live with you now and beats the outside edge. Really good piece of bowling. He adjusts always well, doesn't he, Yasin Patel?
Slightly slower through the air this time around on the off-stump, and there was a hint of a turn as well. Good contest between Yashin and Burtel.
Yeah, slip is out of place now, and there's 5 fielders hovering in a ring. They're all probing in there, trying to apply the pressure, cut off every run that they can. Bertel's return to form with the bat is still very much worth his place in the side, even if he's not in form with the bat. But his return to form with the bat to go alongside his fine leg spin bowling that's improving, and indeed his outstanding fielding, it's a real boost for Stuart Law.
That is what he did in the last match against West Indies last week. Scored 39 runs. And he was unlucky to be given out by the umpire that particular day.
Pedal gets off the mark, confidently down towards long on. Having seen what we saw in the afternoon game, I know it's early stages of this contest, but we probably don't think it's a 170, 180 track, do we? You're talking about the kind of surface. Average first inning score, just a shade over 150 here. It looks like a surface that if you got 150 on it, you'd be confident that your bowlers can defend it.
Yes, if you get 150 odd or even 140 plus, Nepal has those kind of bowlers who can defend that. It's all about the first innings batting that Nepal should do.
Good bowling. Keeps it away from the attack zone and the strong zone of Bertel. You could see he was itching to go to the sweep or go inside out over extra. Gets us to the end of the 4th, and Nepal continue to be in trouble in this power play. 13 for 1.
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
The Nepalese community is coordinated to come in their hundreds a day off work. As Farouk continues, and this is an exceptional opening spell. He attacks Powell with a swinging ball, and a crooked bat coming down causes issues for the skipper.
He's not that expressed, but he's found his line and length, and the ball is shaping away from the right-hander. Pitching on off stump and moving away, it's particularly hard. The length is back of the length. The batsman thinks that he should go forward or either back.
Down the leg side, just helped around the corner. Powell always quick between the wickets, pushes hard, but no potential for a second there. Can you give us an idea, Paresh, of the weight of expectations back home, I suppose, after the joy and emotion of a month that nobody could ever forget, and the way in which it ended with that Unity Cup win? Everyone expects Nepal to qualify back home, do they?
Yes, they do expect Nepal to qualify for the T20 World Cup next year. Everyone backing Nepal team, not only back in Nepal, but around the world.
A huge diaspora right the way across the world. Throw But the non-striker's end is a direct hit, and Powell is not just going to get one from this. I think he'll get two. That's brilliant reactions and the outstanding running between the wickets that we saw from Nepal, and their brilliant work in the field will be a big factor tonight. We saw that throughout the Unity Cup. Great awareness to turn a dot into two.
Rohit Paudel just took 2 or 3 steps. It was a direct hit. The ball ricocheted off the stumps, and it could have been a dot ball, resulting in the second run.
Great stuff from Mohammad Akif Farouk. Good start from him. He's been very much all over the right-handers. You do just wonder, the Kushal Mallarol, we saw him open in one game, that was with Asif Sheikh having been left out in the Unity Cup. But I wonder when he will come in. As Bertel picks it up into the night sky and flies it away, all the way. Second maximum, and both have belonged to Bertel. That was even more impressive than the first one. A good strike and more like it from Nepal.
He picked up the length very early, Kushal Patel. It was not that short. He picked it up on the front foot, heaved it down to wide long on for a maximum. A good pickup shot.
Yeah, lovely to see the colour of the Nepal fans in always. With the most beautiful flag you can ever imagine. The only one in the world that's not rectangular, remember, as a tribute to their gorgeous mountains. As Bertel tries to go again, not going to be 6, but it will be 4. Just a couple of bounces across the outfield. He looks in really good touch, and just maybe a case of an over too many for the youngster, just 17 years of age in his second T20I, back-to-back boundaries.
Coming down the track, hitting it on the up, Kushal Patel over mid-off fielder for a boundary. 6 and a 4, 13 runs off the first 5 balls off this over.
Yeah, really good batting. And Bertel coming back to form, back in his favoured role. They kind of, in 2024, they played with him a bit, didn't they? Because of his lack of form, he went up and down the order. He went down, I think, at one point as low as number 7. He's a natural opener. He's good at exploiting the power play, and this is where he belongs. Little change of pace, probably a slower ball from Farouk. Will make it 14 runs from the over, the most expensive of the innings thus far, and Nepal are finally up and running. It's 27 for 1 after 5. Tell us a bit more about the month of September. Paresh, we won't touch on the politics too much, but the protests across the country obviously have created a wave of change and a hope for a brighter future for the nation.
Nepal top, sab ठीक ठाक.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
लक्ष्य अनि एनर्जी 8. एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
Nepal top, sab ठीक ठाक.
And avidly, and great to have them alongside us. Going to see some leg spin for the first time today, actually, in the 2 games that we've seen. We didn't see any wrist spin in the afternoon clash. Navin Rajendran will come in with his right arm leg spin, slightly unorthodox, a little bit off the wrong foot. But we heard Mohammad Aslam, he spoke at the toss about how he wants to back his spinners. So that's not just Yasin Patel, that's Navin Raj here. We'll see, I suspect Mohammad Aslam himself have a good ball, and they have a couple of other options too. Meet Bob Sark and ball, those are the left arm spinners as well. Plenty of spin options for Kuwait. Well, that's a drag down and really a free hit for Rohit Paudel, who gets his first boundary, helps it round the corner.
And that's Rohit's favourite shot. Going down on his knees, pulled it up behind square on the leg side for a boundary. A half tracker, nicely dealt with by Rohit Paudel.
Guided away, that's a shot that Rohit Paudel, well, he plays as well as anyone. It's such a touch shot, it's a touch of class. the late cut, it's so difficult to play if you haven't batted up at this level. Uses the width and the pace on the ball to guide it away for 4 more.
Played it very late, almost played it from the keeper's gloves.
And all of a sudden, a power play that was going nowhere finally has some momentum. Thought it was strange not to continue with Yasin Patel. Now works it into the leg side, won't get a single this time. You talk about a desirable target. Did they want more than 140 despite the assistance the bowlers have been getting, 150, 160?
No, they should have the cushion of 150 runs on the board to defend it.
Oh, right into the block hole. It ends up missing everything, and the keeper himself can't get a glove on it. I think it cannons somewhere off his body and will be given as buys. Great to have Phil Gillespie here, all the way up from Australia, as one of our standing umpires, standing alongside Rashid Riaz, all overseen by Ken Tanham, the ICC match referee. High quality umpires out there, 2 of the best gone around the circuit, Phil Gillespie and Rashid Riaz. Great to have them here. And I was talking to them just before the start. They were both really looking forward to this competition. They think it's going to be an absolute quality one with some really good cricket. And the thing that you and I love, Paresh, a bit of drama. We're going to have plenty of drama. They're going to get an overthrow. They've turned what should have been a top ball into 2. Outstanding running between the wickets again.
Yes, they run between the wickets very well. Kushal Patel and Rohit Patel. After 6 overs, Nepal 39 for 1. The power play is done. This is the highlights of the power play. The first wicket to go, Asif Sheikh, trapped in front. 2 sixes by Kushal Patel. And 2 boundaries by Rohit Patel. It was a mixed bag power play for both the teams.
Yeah, good acceleration though from Nepal. They benefited from that. It was a slightly loose over from Navin Raj. A couple of good balls in there, but you saw the drag down to the leg side, then the drag down.
Laksha Ane, Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
Skyworth Home Appliances.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV hybrid टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल.
So the teams have to be quick in between their overs. It's to keep the pace of play going, something that's being trialled and now implemented permanently by the ICC. This one is cut away for what will be for a nice outswinger, but it was a bit of a loosener, and Paudel gets on top of the bounce and guides it away pleasingly.
That was a very good square drive by Rohit Paudel, leaning to the shot, getting the placement right behind square on the offside. The third man fielder had no chance. Even the sweeper cover didn't have chance to stop that.
Not sure if you caught the Stuart Law interview with the Hamro Khelkhud team who are out here, Subhash Mungan and his colleagues, providing great coverage of the tournament to all those across Nepal. That was, I think, 48 hours before the start of the competition, after the second warm-up match. And he was asked about a lack of runs for Rohit Paudel, and it was a pretty stern answer, wasn't it, from the Australian head coach. He said, "We have got nothing to worry about our captain. He will contribute absolutely when he needs to. He can turn his game on when the side needs it, can turn his strike rate around as well." And he got a couple of starts against the West Indies, but no really big scores.
And that happens to a player. But it doesn't matter if you don't score runs until and unless the team is winning.
Good length this time from Adedeep, and somehow they get a single. The only way these two can get quicker between the wickets is if Dipender Singh Iree comes to the crease, but the 3 of them really, Paudel, Bertel, Iree, are lightning, aren't they? And that's probably the brand of cricket that Stuart Law wants these young Nepali players to play.
That is what the head coach wants. Very quick in between the wickets, and even in fielding, these 3 fielders are the best amongst all members, not only associate but full members as well.
wide, cut away again, just going to be a single. Yeah, they put on a clinic in that second T20. I was doing a little wrap-up of the series with our colleague Shard Vasaker, and I said I think I've been lucky enough to be at probably well over 1,000, over 1,500 international matches now. I've never seen a better fielding performance than that one 10 days ago in Georgia.
Yes, it was the second game. It was a massive fielding effort by all the fielders, all 11 fielders in the field.
Beats the outside edge. Now, Ali Zeep was the hero in that final between Kuwait and Nepal back in Hong Kong. I think he picked up 4 wickets that evening, and he's got a good track record against Nepal.
Yes, I think he took 4 wickets. He has a good outswing. His pitching is good. He bowls back up the length. He's not that express, but he bowls good balls. 7 runs of this over so far.
Oh, now half a chance. Not easy, but a definite chance. He gets a hand on it. And, well, given that he was following through to his left and he had to dive to his right, I think it's an outstanding effort. Nearly would have been as good a caught and bowled as you'll ever want to see, but he can't hold on.
Bortel tried to turn his bat, got the leading edge, got the half of the bat. It was a terrific effort by the bowler there, Anudeep. Couldn't hold on to it. 7 overs done, Nepal 46 for 1.
It's the batting card.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेट
As Naveen Raj with his kind of mixed bag of tricks, not just leg breaks, bit of everything in his delivery, is going to continue, and he now has that relief of 5 fielders outside the circle, having bowled his first over in the power play.
He looks like a wrist spinner, but he bowls 4 or 5 different deliveries with his fingers, with his wrist.
The modern T20 cricketer, isn't it? What they do. That's the leg break and gets straight through him. Brilliantly bowled. It's the drift and then the dip that's accounted for Rohit Powell, who ends up losing his leg stump. It was perfectly pitched. There was a threat of this in the previous over where Powell couldn't pick up the Yorker, and Naveen Raj spears it in there to find Kuwait second. Excellent bowling.
Speared in, the ball drifting into the right-hander, into the base of leg stump. Rohit Powell, after getting a start, he has to depart again for 16 of 15 deliveries with 3 fours.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित.
Has got themselves into trouble. Maybe a bit of something for Powell to work on there, just to look more straight down the ground. Undone by a wonderful piece of bowling, and no surprise to see that it's a left-hander come to the crease to give a left-hand, right-hand combination to help Nepal with Kushal Malla, the youngster, recalled for the West Indies series and showed some good touch there. Obviously was playing down in the top end T20 as well, but from the international end, T20I is recalled in for that after missing out in Scotland. He'll have a big role to play at number 4.
Yeah, this is a good move by the coach, sending in Kushal Malla, the left-hander, to face the leg spinner and the left-arm orthodox, because Kuwait has plenty of left-arm options.
Slip comes into place, and again it's the leg break. Not really a spinning leg break, is it? It's going to skid on, but it's the drift that he's getting that will cause problems.
That is what Rohit Powell could manage, the drift. He yoked himself. He tried to play across the line. He could have played it straight.
A little shorter, which will allow Malla to get off the mark. Cheer from the Nepal fans. Will Bertel attack Naveen Raj here with the field out, or happy to work it around for the moment?
Well, I think he'll be happy to work it around. Just give the strike to Shalmala, who's a left-hander.
If you're wondering, the average first innings score here at this venue, about 151. So that's an average, obviously a cumulative across, I think it's over 67, maybe 68 if you include this afternoon's match today at this venue. Oh, now this is close, but a bit of bat involved will keep Kushal Bertel's wicket intact. Great move from Mohammad Aslam to keep Navin Raj on after an expensive first over.
Yes, a wicket already in this over and just a single given away. I'm very impressed with Aslam's captaincy, how he rotates his bowlers.
Oh, it's again that Yorker. Nepal are just not picking it up. It's a single and a wicket in the over. 8 have been bowled. 47 for 2. The night sky.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी अनेक रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
Overs.
And they have to do that if they want to post a healthy total or respectable totals, let's say around 140 to 150. That can be a defendable total.
Slip comes into place. Sandra Owan there. Immediately trying to attack Kushal Malla, and Mohammad Aslam, the captain, on the hunt for wickets. This is good, proactive captaincy. Something we maybe didn't see as much from Qatar in the afternoon game, who really just kind of went through the 19th for Nepal. Back-to-back boundaries.
Placement was excellent by Kushal Patel, opening his face off the bat. It was again a Yorker. Just getting the gap, the placement right. Back-to-back boundaries for Patel. And there's a bit of chat between the captain and the Kuwaiti fielders. As you can see, the Nepali fans in the media box.
A great crowd now, isn't it? And the atmosphere that's building up is outstanding. We're up there. Come on, we'll stand up. I can give you a wave just above the Omantel sign there to 116 on the board. Naveen Raj, I understand the concept of bowling these speared in Yorkers at the death. I just wonder would he have been better finishing his spell earlier, given how well he bowled. And he's now going to have a change of angle, changing from around the wicket. He'll come over the wickets. And Patel looks to go again. Doesn't quite get the timing he would like, and we'll just pick up the single. Gulshan Jha is only going to look at one area here, isn't he? Over long on, maybe a little bit more towards Cow Corner, or straight down the ground. He's going to be looking for 4s and 6s.
Yeah, he has a very good reach. He's a tall guy. His favorite shot is down the ground, and the slog sweep that he plays so well. 9 runs of the first 3 deliveries of the 19th over.
Reminder again, the average first innings score at this main ground across the course of now the 69th T20I here, just a fraction over 150. Nepal are under par. And Gulshan Jha plays an extraordinary stroke. It's going to go all the way for 6 up towards his teammate. Sandeep Lamachani will do the fielding. We spoke about the potential for the youngster to impact the game in a short period of time. Oh, that's a sensational shot.
Yeah, inside out, giving himself room, played it over extra cover into the dugout off the Nepali players. They had to take evasive action.
Who's jumping out of the way there? That's the trainer, is it? You got to take the catch. Come on. Gulshan Jha, big moment. Gets the score up above 120. Still 8 balls to go. Goes again. Oh, even bigger. Brilliance from young Gulshan Jha. Cannot understand why he wasn't up the order at number 6. It matters not now. The impact he's making, well, possibly game-changing.
Yeah, that is what we were talking about, discussing about Gulshan Jha not coming up the order. Back-to-back 6s. First one a bit straighter one, this one a bit squarer, went to the other oval.
He's just got that additional strength and height, and remarkable to think he's still just a teenager, 19 years of age. And he's such an important cog in this Nepal batting lineup. I think he's got to get up to number 6, but he's having a big impact here at the death. Pressure, real pressure now on Naveen Raj. This over's already gone for 21. Tries to go again, fielder out there, over his head. 6, and now 6 more. Outstanding from Gulshan Jha, changing this game, turning it on its head, much to the delight of those Nepal fans. Well, brilliant batting, outstanding batting, in fact. Altogether, 27 have come from it, and it's just what Nepal needed. They've been behind the 8 ball for this entire innings, but Gulshan Jha with 20 off just 5, allied with a couple of boundaries from Kushal Patel. Well, it's maybe changing the game in Nepal's favour.
Yeah, the first ball went for boundary. The second ball was hit into the gap. The placement was excellent, and Gulshan Jha 6, and 6, 3 consecutive 6s. Getting the total to 135. Still over remaining for Nepal.
Well, it's audacious batting, isn't it? From an exceptional, prodigious young talent to the highest quality. 20 off 5 on a surface like this has changed the game. Here comes Anudeep. As this one's carted down the ground. That might not be a bad result with the way in which Jha is playing. What can he do with the final 5 balls?
Yes, that is the question for all the Nepali fans. They are in the ground, back home in Nepal and around the world. What can Gulshan Jha get off this last 5 deliveries? A couple of 6s and 4s. They can reach 150.
Said it was the trainer that dropped that one off. Gulshan Jha, it was the physio, Lakendra Kumar, wasn't it? Have to name and shame him. Sure, the players will be having some fun with him. Here comes Anudeep, round the wicket. And cleaned up. Good strike back from Kuwait. And it is Anudeep who extends his arms, but Bertel taps the gloves of Ja. They know the importance of that cameo, but a great fight back from Anudeep, who again was the player of the match between these two sides in that quadrangular final. Just holds the length back, maybe a slower ball. Outstanding bowling. Good skills from Kuwait.
This is outstanding by Anudeep, rolling his fingers on the ball. Back of the length, slow delivery. Gulshan Jah was too early to his shot. That is why he missed. A good cameo played by Gulshan Jah. 20 of just 6 deliveries with 3 sixes. Nepal are now 136 for 6.
Momentum, always such an important factor in whatever format of...
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
throughout this first innings. It's exactly what he does. Great work from the veteran. Well, Stuart Law was very vocal, wasn't he, Paresh, in the build-up to that West Indies series, the Unity Cup, saying he wants to lose the tag, the cardiac kids. I think that might be hanging around a little bit longer, given what we've seen in this first innings. It's been dramatic stuff, as always, from Nepal.
Yes, even though the head coach is Stuart Law, he wants to get rid of the tag cardiac kids. It is always cardiac kids that's going to play on the ground.
It's one of the world's great nicknames. I can understand why Stuart Law wants to get rid of it, but the pulse rate is always up. As the heart rate is whenever Nepal play. It's the passion, the excitement, and Kami immediately calls Bertel through for the second, and well, great physical endurance from him, because it is still well over 28, 29 degrees there, and you would imagine that he's going to be feeling that heat. He's going to bat through the innings, or close to it now at this stage, gets back for 2.
Yes, he scored 66 of 55. He was earlier run a ball 36. As I remember, then he hit couple of sixes and 4s, improved his strike rate.
12th T20 I-50 for Kushal Bertel today. He's not going to end unbeaten. He won't bat through the innings. Maybe just that little bit of fatigue kicking in. He's been cleaned up. Anudeep is ending excellently well. Lovely to see that as well. A pat on the back given to him by young Mohammed Akif Farouk. Good spirit of cricket on show there. And again, I think it's that leg cutter or the back of the hand slower ball. Excellent skills from Anudeep.
Excellent. Only 3 runs given away and 2 wickets taken in the last over. What an over.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित.
Prove to be worth its weight in gold. Very well played. Won't quite bat the innings. And here's Nandan Yadav. Well, look out for the bat speed. There's only going to be one thing attempted here. He's going to try and hit this over the side screen and up towards the Al Emirat Hills. Might try and hit it to the moon, knowing this young man been working hard in the gym. The final ball of the first innings. Nepal have 139 for 7. What can they get to? Good bat speed on show, but should just be the single. They're going to try take on the second, and a bit of chaos will allow them to get home. Good running and great effort from Sampal Kami to get home for 2. Somehow Nepal have driven up to over 140. It didn't look likely for the vast majority of that first innings, but thanks to an exceptional effort from Gulshan Jah, a good innings, a stable innings from Kushal Bertel, Nepal will finish with 141 for 7. But a special mention for Anudeep, a wonderful effort with the ball from him, 2 for 22. Just the 4 batters got to double figures. A tricky innings for Nepal, Paresh.
Yes, it is. And 66 for Bertel, the highest run scorer. Dipender Singh only 20, and Gulshan Jah, what a cameo. He played 20 of 6, 141 the total for Nepal, losing 7 wickets.
Yeah, for the bowlers, well, Anudeep, absolutely the star of the show. Remember, he was the player of the match. Maybe the one surprise, the youngster didn't get his fourth and final over. And Mohammad Aslam, selfless as ever himself. Just the 2 overs for him. He took 1 for 10. It was that big over, though. The 19th from Naveen Raj, maybe the only misstep that Aslam and Kuwait made in that entire first innings. That has proved very costly indeed and driven Nepal up to 141 for 7. We're going to look at the highlights here, Paresh, and you can guide us through them. It was really turgid stuff right from the off, as Asif Sheikh was the first to fall.
Yeah, he played across the line. This was a good shot by Kushal Patel for a 6. 2 sixes for him in the initial stages in the power play. Nepal started off well after losing Asif Sheikh. Plenty of boundaries for Kushal Patel. And this was Rohit Patel, a neat touch. Played it late. A square drive leaning to the shot.
Yeah, 3 boundaries he had altogether before he was cleaned up. 1 of 2 Yorkers that just proved too good from Naveen Raj. It's a great skill to have with a box of all sorts. Jora's innings was a bit disappointing. Didn't think that was a good option against Mohammad Aslam. And then it took over 10 overs to see the next boundary. That was all the way in the 17th over. It went to Dipender Singh Airi. Then Kushal Patel got into the act. He had 3 4s and 3 6s in total. Dipender Singh Airi, well, even with his speed, couldn't quite get home. And then this was the over. It maybe has changed the game because altogether it went for 27, which in an innings that only made 140 is remarkable. And Gulshan Jah, with those 3 6s, batting of the highest quality.
Yes, it was back-to-back 6s at the right spot. Over extra cover, over covers. Those shots are very difficult to play.
And incredibly from 3 different lengths as well. The final over, though, it did belong to Anudeep. It only went for 6 and it had 2 wickets in it. He was ever so good. Picked up the big wickets of both Jah and Bertel. And it means that at the halfway stage, as we get just a short respite, remember, it's only a 10-minute break in between the innings here. Nepal are already out there fielding. I need a bit of a lie down, let alone a break. Kuwait are going to need 142 to win this opener in Group B. Don't go anywhere too far. It's live, it's free. We're here on ICC TV. Can Nepal start with a win? Or will Kuwait make it 2 from 2 this year against them? They'll need 142 in about 5 minutes' time.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
नेपाल टॉप सब ठीक ठाक
Skyworth Home Appliances.
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ केएफसी
हरेक लक्ष्य को जोश को उत्साह मेहनत को लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
यो डाक्टर नवीनको सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिने घर जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी पाकिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाहना
छोरा जन्मिँदा घरमा एसियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Hotel booking about Isivabati. 2,000 plus hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best rooms. Relax, retreat, reservate. Hotels for everyone. Escape to a holiday without a hassle. Aba hotel booking pani Isivabati.
Sunflower oil मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद जोश को, उत्साह, मेहनत को, लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक, एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
यदि कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Skyward Home Appliances.
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित। सनफ्लावर ओइल, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
पहन्छु यो नि।
नेपाल टॉपको विकल्प छैन। आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो बाइक नेपाल टॉप, सब ठिकठाक।
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ। जोशको, उत्साह, मेहनतको, लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक, एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल। हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ। जोशको, उत्साह, मेहनतको, लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक, एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Skyward Home Appliances.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT।
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
सनफ्लावर ओइल, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद। हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ। जोशको, उत्साह, मेहनतको, लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक, एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Red Bull presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. नेपालको विश्व कप यात्रा powered by ज्ञान एक्स्ट्रा लङ रेन बासमती राइस।
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक, एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल। सनफ्लावर ओइल, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
Panchakanya bathware, luxury made affordable. अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT।
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट।
नेपाल टॉप, सब ठिकठाक।
Skyward Home Appliances.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जुने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ KFC।
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक, एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल। सनफ्लावर ओइल, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद। एसियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन। यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट।
नेपाल टॉप, सब ठिकठाक।
Skyward Home Appliances.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ, जोशको, उत्साह, मेहनतको। लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Skyward, home appliances.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
Nepal top, sub TikTok.
Sunflower oil मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा, उत्साह, मेहनतको। लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी रेड बुल।
Skyward, home appliances. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको।
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Sunflower oil मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
पञ्चकन्या बाथवेयर लग्जरी मेड अफोर्डेबल। अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
Nepal top, sub TikTok.
Skyward, home appliances.
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Sunflower oil मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद। Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
Nepal top, sub TikTok.
Skyward, home appliances. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
हरेक लक्ष्य को आफ्नै बनाउँछ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै
Sunflower oil, माया बाँधेको स्वाद
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेटको सेन
रेड बुल प्रेजेन्ट्स T20 क्वालिफायर्स नेपालको विश्वकप यात्रा पावर्ड बाय ज्ञान एक्स्ट्रा लङ रेन बासमती राइस
To defend it, they have to ball in right channels like what Kuwait did.
लाइभ भएको कति घन्टा होला 2 घन्टा भइसक्यो
Well, good evening and a warm welcome back here to the, well, quite beautiful Oman Cricket Academy grounds here in Al Emirat. We're all set for the third and final match of the first day. We've seen a highly entertaining and an ebbing and a flowing first day of this ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia EAP qualifier, the combined regions coming together to decide the final 3 spots. We know 17 of the places for next year's T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. We're waiting to find out the final 3 and we'll find them over the course of the next 10 days. Andrew Leonard here alongside Paresh Lahani. We've got Clinto Anto alongside Rajiva Sandarawan to open the batting for Kuwait. Looks like Sampal Kami's going to take the new ball. Paresh, good evening to you. 141 on the board for Nepal. Will it be enough?
It's a very tricky score. If they bowl well, they will defend the target, but they have to bowl in the right areas. What Kuwait did in the first innings.
Slip in place. We're all set for the second innings. Let's go. Immediate aggression, real aggression from Clinto Anto. Is that a sign that the Kuwait have identified to chase this total down? They're going to have to go hard in the power play?
Yeah, I think that is the case. And you can see the field. There's a deep sweeper cover in the boundary line on the offside, and the other boundary rider is deep square leg. The 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle in the power play.
Yeah, going to split field, doesn't he? So the sort of a deep point in place and then a deep square leg. That means that the third and final leg have to be up in the circle. And Rajiva Sandarawan, probably a bit more of a 50-over player, tends to like to get in, but he could play that Kushal Patel role, try and anchor this innings for Kuwait. What Nepal will try to do on the reverse side of that is try and bowl as many dot balls as possible. Nepal's fielding will be under the microscope. It was exceptional in the second match of the Unity Cup against the West Indies, and then it was quite poor actually in the third game.
Yeah, there were a couple of drop catches in the third game against West Indies. They have to have a point to prove in the fielding sector that they are extremely good.
And they've got an outfielder opposition. I thought Kuwait on the whole were pretty good in the field and did really well in that first innings. Slip comes out of place and Bertel almost creates a run-out opportunity. Well backed up too by Dipender Singh Hari. Live wires in the field. If you are just tuning in for the first time, you're welcome along to the coverage. We'd love to hear from you. We just got out amongst the Nepal fans there in between the innings. 3, maybe 400 or 500 of them in here at the Oman Cricket Academy. But we'd love to hear from where you're watching from. Use that hashtag T20 World Cup. Tell us where you're watching from, which part of the world, how you're enjoying the action, and who you think's going to win. Might read a few of those messages out if we get some time. Oh, now this is going to be number one. It's just skidded on. Not a good looking shot at all. And the off stump has gone for a walk, and Sompal Kami will celebrate.
Exceptionally good bowling by Sompal Kami. Bowling right on the good areas. That is what in the first innings the Kuwaiti bowler did. What Farooq did. That is what Sompal Kami has done this evening. Pitched on off stump, the ball rattling the off stump, skidded on. The batsman had no clue about the ball.
Well, it wasn't the right shot, was it? It's a shot that should have been a back foot punch, and for what, the 7th, 8th, maybe 9th time in the 2 games we've done here at this ground today, Paresh, a batter's dismissed trying to play across the line.
Yes, never play across the line when the ball is moving around. You have to play straight with a straight bat.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइक नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
Now, Meet Babster's a class act. The really stylish player too, the left-hander. You can see Sompal Kami pumped up. It must have been a very touch-and-go call as to whether to go with Kami or Nandan Yadav or Karen KC. It was probably only sort of 2 of the 3 that could play. KC's the one who missed out. And KC will be watching on. His great friend Sompal Kami, who he loves so much, has already probably justified that selection decision. This was a great delivery, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Pitch on off some hurried to the batsman. Yeah, like you said, Lenny, trying to play across the line. Nothing short.
It's a straight. It's almost as though he hasn't picked the ball up particularly well. And surprise, anyone who's played against Sompal Kami knows he's not particularly tall, but he's very skiddy. He always gets it to skid on. I don't think he kept as low as Sandra Owan was indicating. Great bowling from the veteran. That one is going to miss the leg stump and nearly creates a right chance for Irie. Great piece of backing up. I think it's Bertel on the far side who does so well to save any overthrows. It's going to be 2 runs from the first over. It's chaos out there. The cardiac kids are at it again. And it's 2 for 1 at the end of the first. Yeah, missing leg stump too.
Definitely missing leg stump. A good first over by Sompal Kami. A wicket and just 2 runs off it. 1 is a leg by, 1 from the bat.
अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद. एसियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन. यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्ष सुरक्षा. घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्ष.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल.
A place I hold so fondly in my heart as Nandan Yadav is going to open things up from the Oman LNG end. Got a little bit of a tweak of a side or maybe a kind of the top of his lower back in that first match of the Unity Cup. Only bowled 1 over, did take a wicket and then was rested for the rest of the series as a precaution. He's a very important player these days. Starts with a big wide outside the off stump, just as I say that. But use that hashtag T20 World Cup, hashtag T20 World Cup. Tell us where you're watching from, who you think's going to win, and maybe who the 3 qualifiers are going to be. Love to hear which part of the world you're enjoying the action from. If you want to get in touch with me directly, at Cricket Badge on either Twitter or Instagram, we'll read a couple of the questions out. I'm sure you all have questions from my old friend Paresh Lahani, who's alongside me. Good atmosphere building up here now, Paresh.
Yes, it is. The Nepali fans cheering the team. The first wicket taken by Sopal Kami. In the field, there's a third man and deep backward square leg.
There's a bit of movement, isn't there? Yeah, we saw Kami bring it back into the left-hander. And again, the same. Don't think they'll want to take on any of the Nepal fielders, even Sandeep Lamachani out there, who does enough. Eats another leg by. For Kuwait, who did so much brilliantly well in that first innings, it was probably just that 19th over has taken a bit of their momentum away. They still would have been happy enough with 140 at the start of the innings, potentially.
Yes, they would have been happy with 140 on board. The target is 142. The 19th over, 27 runs coming off it. And the last over, 2 wickets and just 6 runs.
They gave it away and then fought back, didn't they, in 2 different final overs, the 19th and the 20th. Significant movement, isn't there? And Rashid Riaz has a long think, and I think ends up with the right decision. I think that was outside the guideline. Really has swung though.
Yes, this is a good decision by Rashid Riaz, a very experienced umpire from Pakistan. It's pretty hard for Nandan Yadav to adjust the right and left hand combination. That is why he bowled the first ball, trying to angle the ball away from the left-hander, went way wide, and this time around getting that movement away from the right-hander.
Now this one probably cross seam because it didn't swing at all. Just struggling to control the scale of movement potentially.
This is a good start by Nepal, taking the wicket in the first over. Clinto Anto on 1 of 2, whereas Papsar yet to open his account.
Definite movement. Well adjusted by Clinto Anto. Having lost that wicket and seen the movement, do Kuwait almost maybe need to readjust their approach? It seemed like they were sent out with a lot of intent.
Maybe the first wicket went down. It was a nothing shot. That is why the approach probably has changed now. It's not a big target, but you have to get those runs to get a victory out of it.
Chip down the ground, not in complete control, but a very good shot, and just extends the arms, and we'll get 4. Babsar will hold a lot of keys to this chase for Kuwait, and that's a sparkling stroke, the full blade of the bat shown, and that's the key difference.
And even the bottom hand coming off the bat, hit it straight down the ground, straight as an arrow, with a straight bat. And that is the way you should play the swinging ball over the moving ball, not play across the line.
It's something I suppose we're saying again and again throughout the course of the innings. The surface is a little slow. There is movement out there. If you go at it with a cross bat, you're going to get yourself in trouble. You even think of those 3 sixes from Gulshan Jah. Okay, you can say they were over the extra cover region, but that was a straight bat that he was extending through with. And the other 6s, the other profit areas we've seen, have tended to be straight down the ground.
That is what we discussed about from the first game in this particular ground, Qatar versus UAE. Whoever plays across the line, they get out. Even in the first inning, for example, he tried to play across the line, was plumb in front.
again plays straight, but a good piece of fielding. One-handed pickup from Kushal Patel, who, well, if anything, he's elevated his fielding up towards that sensational level of Dipender Singh Airi. Hard to split the two of them at the moment, particularly right now. End of the second over, 10 for 1. And what a great atmosphere we have. Entirety of this main grandstand, the media centre.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाट
Nepal top, सब ठीक ठाक.
Skyworth Home Appliances.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला. यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
Special celebrations like
Gives himself room outside the leg stump. Clint O'Anto continues his aggression. Already heard from fans in Canberra watching at 4 o'clock in the morning. What? How are you staying up? He says he's starting his work shift. Vijay Pragya at 6 a.m. I don't think you're going to sleep at this rate, my friend. Great to see the passion from every corner of the world. Lots of fans watching on from Nepal. We've messages from Birgunj, from Lalitpur, from all across, from Pokhara as well, from down in Bairoa. This one tugs into the pad. Kami looks to me to be bowling at a good pace here, as quick as Nandan Yadav, both up in that sort of 135 kilometre an hour range, I'd imagine.
Kami is not that tall, but he gets the ball to skid through the surface, and the grass is helping him. Nandan Yadav, on the other hand, he's quick. He uses his shoulder at the last moment. That is why he gets that bounce.
Nice little shape in, but they'll get through for the single. Do have a great question for you, Paresh. I think Bipin came there for this. He says, despite Nepal's rich legacy of quality left-arm spinners, why do our top-order batsmen for Nepal still struggle against them and end up tasting their own medicine? It has been a bit of a trend of late, hasn't it? Nepal struggling against left-arm spin.
Yes, it has been, and the key factor to that is they are regularly playing Lalit Rajbangshi or Shahab Alam or other left-armers in Nepal. They should get some left-arm spinners from India, or go to India and play left-arms with different left-arm spinners.
Big swing and a miss. Anto is only being sent out to do one thing, and another shot across the line, not affected. In reference to the left-arm spin in the first innings, there was 5 overs of it, and it was effective, just 1 for 26 from those 5 overs. The surprise for me was Yasin Patel didn't bowl his fourth and final, to be honest, but Mohammad Azam bowled nicely too, and then there was also the leg spin from Naveen Raj and Shiraj Sharif. Good start this from Nepal. They're going to need to be at their best. They don't have the power total of 150. Change in the field. Long on goes back. Deep point comes into the circle now. Deep square leg stays out. Swinging away merrily here to not much reward, Clint O'Anto.
Yeah, getting that inside edge again, coming down the track, trying to heave that down to long on. Again, trying to play across the line. If you're coming down the pitch, why don't you use a straight bat? Try to hit it over the bowler's head or over mid-off.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. That's where you got to go. You've got to bomb it down the ground. I think going square, particularly the fielders out there protecting square. Beats the outside edge. Only 3 runs again. It's that skid from Kami, and the score is 13 for 1.
हरेक लक्ष्य को आफ्नै पता हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा. घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष.
पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ KFC.
If you lose two, you're out.
Yeah, and it's that simple. There's no doubt about it. Same situation and scenario for Samoa, and the same for whoever loses this match. And then just to explain it a bit further, if you get through your group, you will carry the result through with the other side you qualify with. So if you win two and you end up top of the group, you'll obviously have 2 points then with both of those wins, only one of them counting. You'll play 4 more matches in the Super 6. There's an early change to the bowling. Lala Rajbanshi comes on, and Bertel somehow nearly creates a run-out opportunity, sprawling to his left, diving and throwing in the same motion, but unable to get that throw on target. And then just to finish off the structure, the one game you carry through the result of, and the 4 results against the 2 other groups, top 2 that you'll play against, gives you 5 games in a Super 6 table. Top 3 in that qualify. No semi-finals, no final. Just that simple. And that means that whilst you can battle back, a good start is essential.
Yes, that is what Oman and UAE have done. They have won the first match, both the teams. Whoever wins today, they are in a comfortable position.
Do you mean particularly in this Group B, with Japan to play? Good shot. We've been talking about it again and again. Go straight down the ground. You'll get good reward there. It's the first maximum of the chase. And it's a really good stroke, isn't it? The way in which he extends his arms, elegant as anything. One of the shots of the day for me.
Yes, it was. Hit it straight down the ground towards the side screen with a straight bat over the mid-off fielder. Like we always discuss about, hitting straight will get you good reward. That is a very good example.
Are you surprised with the change of bowling? I know Nandan Yadav was probably struggling to control the swing, but looked like it was very favourable in terms of seam bowling conditions. Didn't necessarily need the change to spin, particularly with the fact that Rajbanshi's going to have to bowl to the left-hander here. Gets away with that one. That beats the infield. That runs for 4.
It's a packed offside field. There's a short third, backward point, cover point, extra cover, short extra, and mid-off. The 5 fielders inside the circle. Another good hit. There's a chance for the fielder. Taken. Second wicket down. Meet Bhavsar has to depart. Sandeep Zora takes a very neat catch, a comfortable catch at long on.
Now, what do I know about the matchups? Left arm spinner to the left-handed batter. We see it again and again. And maybe the change of bowling was a very good one. It might have cost the maximum. But the slight change in angle, it's a canny piece of bowling, isn't it? He's trying to go straighter. He might even be trying to go over long off. But Rajbanshi followed him. Jura takes the catch and he says, look at those lights, they're the brightest I've seen. What a looks quality to them. It's Bhavsar who's got to go back. He's gone for 11 and Nepal have 2 in the power play. How they would love a third. Kuwait 20 for 2.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
What lights?
All of a sudden, what was looking like a difficult over for Nepal turns into a good one. End of the 4th, 20 for 2 the score. And that 142 is looking...
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई ordinaryबाट extraordinary बनाउने सधैँ KFC.
TR was there for a TR, I think it was last year. Wonderful vibe in the Kathmandu Valley. Nandan Yadav's going to have a change of ends, maybe have a bit more success controlling the swing from this end as he charges in. All of a sudden, I think Kuwait are probably going to go into consolidation mode, but we haven't seen that from Clinto Anto. He's swung at every ball. What's he going to do?
Yeah, he's been swinging, but swinging across the line. That is why he's been missing the ball, getting those inside edges, getting those gloves. It's very simple. Just watch the ball, try to hit it straight as you can. You'll get good reward.
Yeah, it sounds easy from up here. It might be a bit tricky there. Always easy to watch it from afar and say, oh, just do this. But certainly you're getting good reward down the ground so far today. And for Kuwait, they'll know the importance of this first game. Get a win, and all of a sudden you're thinking about a position of taking 2 points through into the Super 6 and get yourself into a position of really believing that you might be able to qualify for a maiden T20 World Cup. For Nepal, it would be a third T20 World Cup, and remarkably, Sampal Kami, who took that opening wicket, could well play in all three of them if they get there.
Yes, he's the only one who played the 2014, the first ever T20 World Cup Nepal played.
Bit of innovation attempted, and the off stump is rocked back. Nepal now have 3 in the power play. It's another very ambitious stroke. Kuwait's batters not really learning their lessons. And it's a shot yet to get off the mark that, despite fine leg being up in the circle, you have to say is ambitious at best. And Nandan Yadav strikes another good bowling change.
Yes, it was, again, trying to play across the line, trying to play a ramp behind the keeper's head. Not watching the ball. The head was up. Completely beaten and bowled by Nandan Yadav. He has to depart for not Patel, the keeper batsman. Kuwait, 21 for 3.
I can't imagine that was...
पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बुल
completely swung the game. Nepal, they took the momentum in from the first innings as a consequence, and now they've really picked that up with their bowling here in the second. It's been an inspired performance thus far. And Yasin Patel will come to the crease at number 5. These two will need to build a partnership. Too wide outside the off stump. There is pace there, isn't there, for Nandan Yadav?
And Nandan is trying to bowl across the left-hander, just pushing the ball away. That is why it went away. You can see his wrist position. It's facing towards the third man region. That is why the ball went away from the left-hander. It's good to see that the senior pro, Sompal Kami, coming to chat with Nandan Yadav, the young fast bowler.
We see a bit of Dipender Singh Airi with the ball. He's looked in great form in terms of his bowling. Good against the West Indies in that first game. Very good in the warm-ups here.
Yes, he'll definitely come and bowl. Probably out of power play or inside power play. You never know. He opened the bowling against West Indies in the first game. And even in the second game as well.
Slightly leg-sideish, and that will allow Yasin Patel to get off the mark. One thing is certain about Kuwait, though, they bat deep and kind of all the way down to number 10. They'll keep coming at Nepal. The challenge is what Nepal are doing, starving the boundaries and bowling dots here in the power play. They're building that required run rate up now. It's starting to push towards 8 runs per over.
The more dot balls Nepal bowl, the more pressure builds up on Kuwaiti batters. Kuwait in trouble, 23 for 3 in the 5th over.
Goes full and straight, takes on Gulshan Jah, who decides against throwing it. He was quite deep there at mid-on, so always an easy single as long as Anto went immediately. It'll get us to the end of the 5th over, and Kuwait are in a bit of trouble, 24 for 3.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances.
Asian Paints Ultima Product Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर, वर्ष।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
The 6th, as the T20 game has evolved around for, well, not that much more than 2 decades now, on the international scene, almost exactly 20 years. This has turned into a more and more important over, isn't it? Because the batters should have got the pace of the pitch, and it's the final one of the fielding restrictions. Nepal took it for 12 or maybe 14 in the first. Kuwait will need to do the same to start to get up towards that required run rate.
Yes, the 5 ball remaining of the power play. The left-arm spinner bowling against the left-hand batter. Matchup, we always talk about matchups. He already taken a wicket of a left-hander.
Yeah, right on the money. Rohit Powell, his 50th T20I, just doing the fielding there as captain. Amazing to think of such a young man having led his country through some turbulent times. He probably assumed the captaincy in a way in which he wouldn't have envisaged or imagined, coming to the role at a very young age. This one can't be given out. LBW pitches outside the leg stump as Yasin Patel looks for the sort of sweep around the corner, but he's really grown into the role, hasn't he? And he looks very comfortable as a leader now.
Yes, he has done a terrific job captaining Nepal since 2022.
Also shows the volume of cricket that Nepal are playing these days. Again, pitches outside the leg stump. And you would have to say, probably the Cricket Association of Nepal, alongside some of the other boards, you think of the Ugandan Cricket Association, Kuwait themselves, Qatar, a lot of these boards are doing a really good job at getting games outside of the official ICC or ACC pathways, at getting bilateral tournaments. As the slug sweep comes out, and it's going to go over the head of Dipender Singh Airi. We said there'd be some attack in the 6th over. There indeed is. It comes from Yasin Patel, and Rajbanshi's hit for the second 6 of his spell.
Talking about matchups, this is a good clean hit by Yasin Patel towards square leg for a 6. Nicely picked up, slog sweep. He tried that shot earlier, he missed it. This time around, he got the mid of the bat.
Question will be, does he look to go again? Big gap at mid-wicket. Deep backward square is out, long on is out. Can't go again because Rajbanshi bowls flatter through the air. So it's again 7 from his over. He's got 1 for 14. Kuwait 31 for 3 at the end of 6.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवा बाटे
नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
A slog sweep by Yasin Patel in the last over of the power play, which went 7 runs. After 6, Kuwait are 31 for 3, and there's a bowling change.
And a big cheer as well, because Sandeep Lamachani will come into the attack. starts very well. Nice drift and a bit of turn away. A lot written about the reasons and the fact that he wasn't involved in the West Indies series. Was there on the first day, but didn't end up in the playing 11. And Stuart Law came out and said he missed the first game for personal reasons and then wasn't with the squad for the last 2 games. But he's now back in his national colours and he is hoisted high into the air towards long on, and it's dropped. Burst through the hands of Nandan Yadav. And we spoke about the importance of Nepal's fielding. That should have been taken. Lamachani should have celebrated his return to the national team with a wicket second ball. Instead it goes for 6.
Yeah, he should have taken that. He was really comfortably under the ball, but it burst it through the hands.
Back live with you now. Goes flatter, goes with the googly. One thing I know about Kuwait from covering so many of their games, they will continue to attack even if they lose 5, 6, 7 wickets. They have hitters all the way throughout their lineup. Big moment in the game, that the biggest swing we have really in our sport, a wicket or a maximum.
That is where Nepal has to.
You got to show their quality, Paresh, don't they, in the field?
Yes, they have to. Not only 3 or 4 players, but all 10, including the keeper. They have to feel well.
And I suppose that's where historically there's been a bit of weakness from the likes of Lalit Rajbanshi, who does work very hard at his fielding, maybe Lamachani himself, but you'd have expected Nandan Yadav to take that very catchable opportunity. But instead it just burst through his hands. It almost felt like he didn't get a touch on it. It just kind of went straight through them.
It looked like he was under the ball very comfortably in the first instant, but I don't know, however he missed the catch. Probably light was not the issue, the floodlight was not the issue.
Yeah, he won't have been looking directly into either of the 2 big pylons there from the angle that it came at, so don't think it should be a floodlight issue, but either way, just misjudging the depth of it as Lamachani comes round the wicket now. Swept around the corner, but there is protection down there, so it will be 10 runs from Lamachani's first, the best over of the 41 for 3.
हरेक लक्ष्य को आफ्नै प्रभाव हुन्छ जोशको उत्साह मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
Special celebrations like झन्नै special बनाउने सधैँ KFC.
At number 9, but they'll just keep coming and coming and coming at Nepal.
That is where Nepal should capitalize. There's a bowling change. Dipender Singh Airi, the offie, comes into the attack to the left-hander, Yashin Patel.
This is a good move. Irie is interested with an LBW appeal. His initial instinct was to go for the piece of fielding to the leg side. That won't have been far away. Won't have missed leg stump by much this. You feel like these 4 overs, or potential 4 overs of Irie, are very important. When he's good with the ball, he's exceptional, isn't he? He can go at sort of 3.5, 4 runs and over. And they need that from him tonight.
And he bowls very quick through his overs. Coming around the wicket to the right-hander as well.
He simply does everything on fast forward. And the problem is he's so quick between his deliveries, so quick at fielding off his own bowling. He can bowl an over against you in a flash before you even know it's got through you as a batting pairing. I think he's bowling as well as he's ever bowled. And look at the way he becomes a 12th fielder. They take him on, run out opportunity. Oh, and so nearly the 4th wicket. Irie sprinted 30 yards and picked up and through in one motion. It's not 11 fielders out there when Irie's about, it's 12.
He is a live wire in the field. Look at him go after the ball.
you've got to recognise your fielder there if you're Kuwait. This is close as well. Direct hit, might have been gone. Great umpiring from Phil Gillespie, who gets the right decision. Asif Sheikh appealing to the wrong side. And again, flat through the air. He'll again field off his own bowling. Does Dipender Singh really know that other players are allowed to get involved in the game, where he just does it all himself?
He's so quick that he can cover the 30-yard circle by himself. He doesn't need any other fielders.
Literally can't he? Remarkable efforts and energy and enthusiasm and passion for the game. Good start from Irie. Just going to be 4 from his first over. That's what Nepal needed after a big 10-run over off Lamachani. End of the 8th. It's a 45 for 3.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Skyward. Appliances.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
स्पेशल सेलिब्रेशन्सलाई झन्डै स्पेशल बनाउने सधैँ KFC
T20 auction for Kuwait players. Aslam Chani's cut away for a single. Mohammad Aslam, the captain, he went for 14,000 to the Sharjah Warriors. Mohammad Shafiq, who we saw bowl so well there in the first innings, he went for 10,000 to the MI Emirates. Bilal Tahir to the Desert Vipers. Meet Bavsar for 14,000 to the Gulf Giants. Adnan Idris, who is not in the squad, I don't think, went to the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. And then no surprise to see it was Anudeep Chentamara off to Dubai Capitals. So that's a huge development, isn't it? You come in, you start to play with some of the best players in the world, you go into really professional environments. They might not play every game, but whatever exposure they get is going to help Kuwaiti cricket.
Yeah, it will surely help their development in their particular game as well.
What was the talk back in Nepal about Sandeep Lamachani missing out on those games? I think most Nepal fans obviously want him in the 11. It was a big surprise to see him not playing there.
And that is what the head coach, Stuart Law, in the press conference said, that because of personal reason that he didn't play. Apart from that, we don't know anything.
Back into the 15, straight into the 11. Looks in good rhythm to me. As he's pumped down the ground, good place to hit here, and it's going to be 1 bounce and fly for 4. Great footwork. In fact, it's going to go all the way for 6. Would like another look at that. Thought it might have just bounced once in front of the rope, giving us a maximum.
Yeah, again, coming down the track, hitting it straight.
Just ahead of our camera shot, maybe just cleared the rope. Indeed, Phil Gillespie had no hesitation in raising the arms aloft. Much more like it. Maybe this angle will tell us. Get a look here. Come back live now. So again, he goes straight down the ground. Equation starting to become more manageable. That 6 brought the 50 up, Paresh.
Yes, it sure did. And Nandan Yadav dropped the catch off Clint Johanto. Yeah, he cleared the rope.
I knew it bounced on grass. Didn't know it was just over the rope. As they won't get the single here. Another expensive over for Nepal. Kuwait coming into this chase. A good little 4th wicket partnership brewing up. 9 from it. It's 54 for 3.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
sunflower oil मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
Panchakanya bathwear, luxury made affordable. अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT पञ्चकन्या स्टिल
Warm-ups, plenty of options. Rohit Paudel too, the skipper. They tend to I can't remember a game where they've only gone with 5 bowlers in recent times.
Yeah, they have plenty of options for the captain, Rohit. He can come and roll his arms, Kushal Malla is there. Even Gulshan Jai is a very good quick bowler.
Forgot to mention Kushal Bertel as well. Of course, he was again in wicket-taking form. I suppose with Lamachani back in, he might be used a little bit less with the ball, although, again, those two operated very well in tandem in St. Vincent in the T20 World Cup, where, well, Bertel was close to unplayable, 4 wickets against South Africa. I thought he bowled so well. Was it the first game or probably the second game, wasn't it, against the West Indies? Some of the catching as well. Gulshan Jam, magnificent. Oh, they're going to take on Irie. Run out chance. Direct it. John. You run at your peril to this man. Oh, out comes the cartwheel. And he's nailed the landing to go with it. Outstanding fielding. Outstanding celebrations. It's the one. It's the only. Tapendra Singh Irie.
Yeah, his celebration is so unique. He cartwheels of his own bowling, a direct hit. There was no single whatsoever in that occasion.
Oh.
Hits the stump.
Keep your eyes on the celebrations. It might be even better than the run out. He says, thank you very much. Off he goes. Up and down. Nails the landing. 10 out of 10 from me. Oh, you've got to love it. It's going to take us to the drinks break. The cardiac kids raising the pulses again. Clinto's gone for 26. It's 56 for 4.
Nepal top, सब ठीक ठाक।
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेको रेड बुल
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
नेपाल टॉप, सब ठीक ठाक।
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै प्रभाव हुन्छ जोशको उत्साह मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद। यो डाक्टर नवीनको सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिने घर जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी भाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाहना
छोरा जन्मिँदा घरमा एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो।
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
Hotel booking about Isiva Battery. 2,000 plus hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best rooms. Relax, retreat, reservate. Hotels for every man. Escape to a holiday without the hassle. Our hotel booking funny Isiva Battery.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद।
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै प्रभाव हुन्छ जोशको उत्साह मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
स्काईवर्थ होम एप्लायन्सेस
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि।
Greece. He's at the non-strikers end, the skipper, Mohamed Aslam, because that's where the run-out was affected. You have to love the energy and the joy that Tapendra Singh Irie and indeed many of this Nepal team bring to the game. How difficult was it to execute a run-out like that off your own bowling as well?
It's actually very difficult, and to be honest, there was no run in that. He just ran blindly.
It's one of those ones as well, a little bit like the chance they nearly gave him trying to run two to him off his own bowling. It's just bad recognition of the fielder. You should know it's Tapendra Singh Irie, so you know you don't risk that single. with due respect, if that's a Karen KC, you might say, okay, yeah, we'll take it on. We'll find a way to hustle home for one. Here's the skipper. He's a very fine cricketer, both with bat and ball, and he'll have a role to play here. But it's a tricky position. They need 8.5 runs per over because at the halfway stage of this chase, it's 57 for 4.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
नेपाल टॉप सब ठीक ठाक
Skyworth Home Appliances.
उसको पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ KFC.
On this particular pitch, with the style in which Bertel bowls, you might be tricky, could get a...
Yes, that is what Navin Raj did for Kuwait, the skinny leg spinners that he bowled.
Starts with a loose one, but there isn't much bounce in the surface, so it isn't punished and put away. Yasin Patel will probably have to find a way with Mohammad Aslam to get this scoreboard moving, because to get 10, 11, 12 runs per over towards the death here, not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. 4 wickets are already back in the hut. And Kushal Burtel has the second best strike rate in T20 eyes.
Oh, Bertel nearly ran across the non-striker there. Might have fancied his chances of getting towards it. For Nepal, would there have been nerves today? I know the preparation couldn't have been any better. A series win over the West Indies, a couple of wins in the warm-ups, and what seems like a very happy and stable squad under Stuart Law, who's come in and done a great job. But there will have been nerves with the scale of the prize and the pressure that is always going to be in these qualifiers.
Yeah, the qualification is in stake, so each and every team, they will have nerves. We saw that in the first game here in this ground. UAE chasing a mere total of 119. There were nerves as well.
They got themselves in a real tangle, didn't they? Required a very good fourth wicket partnership to pull it out of. The fire for them. It's one of those ones that I think, again, if you haven't watched the match, you say, oh, well, the UAE have won that comfortably. It really wasn't the story for probably, well, maybe 10, if not 15 overs of the chase. It starts to get his length a bit better.
Four singles in the first 4 deliveries of Kushal Burtel's first over. The required rate is inching towards 9. It's 8.68 at the moment.
Just have a bit of breaking Nepal Premier League news, I suppose, with so many Nepal fans watching. I think this is official. One of the first overseas signings of Season 2 of the Nepal Premier League, George Munsey of Scotland, going to go to the Bharatnagar Kings alongside Sandeep Lamachani. Didn't play the first season, so great to have him in for the second year. Well, what a cricketer he is. He's in the best form of his career.
Yes, he is, and he's been scoring runs.
Scoring runs are fun at the moment in ODI cricket in particular. Such a good record. Going to be 6 singles from Kushal Burtel's first over. Not the best one. A little bit all over the place with his lengths, but gets away with it. End of the 11th, 63 for 4. Yeah, that second edition of the Nepal Premier League. There'll be more than a few cricketers here from some of the associate sides hoping to put themselves in the shop window for that.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद. Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV hybrid टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्ष सुरक्षा. घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर. वर्ष.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल.
The attack, the captain coming around the wicket. What's the plan here? Why is Dipender Singh Ari being taken out of the attack as they get back for a second?
Probably he's going to bowl the death overs. That is why Rohit Paudel himself coming into the attack.
You would suspect that Kuwait might recognise this as an over to attack. And that's exactly what the captain of Kuwait has done. Picks up a brace of twos to begin with.
He has swept it into the gap on the leg side. 2 runs taken. Was not in control, but got the gap. Ran hard for the second one.
Down the ground and straight to the man. Well, that's why Rohit Paudel's brought himself into the attack. It's to get rid of his opposite number. It's another inspired bowling change. I think it's the 4th that's resulted in a wicket immediately. And the captain himself has a big, big smile on his face as you can understand why Mohammad Aslam's gone after him. The right matchup, all he could do was pick out, I think it's Kushal Patel, is it, down there at long on?
Yes, it was a simple catch to him. Whatever Rohit Paudel touches, it's turning into gold at the moment for Nepal.
Yeah, you're spot on, and it's that trademark. I love that celebration he's got. He kisses the ball, sends a love up to the fans. Good change of bowling. It's a big wicket. Aslam's gone for 7, and Nepal are very, very pleased all of a sudden with their position. 61 for 5.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो बाइक नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
Skyworth Home Appliances.
We're speculating about will be Shirkan, the leg spinner, down at number 8. There is still batting to come for Kuwait, but just regularly losing wickets, and Nepal's fielding's not been at its very best, but it's applying enough of a chokehold alongside some skillful bowling to have them on top at the moment. Will that old Achilles heel of the struggles at the death with their death bowling maybe come back to haunt them, or can they close this out, Paresh?
Well, Kami had a very good first spell.
Oh, he's nearly created another run out chance to Dipender Singh Ari. I think the thing that constantly surprises batters is his speed to the ball, yes, but then the pace of the release. And the two of those combined is what makes him such a firecracker, so dangerous in the field. And you just cannot run a single anywhere in his vicinity. Well, here's it straight out again. Dipender Singh Ari does it once more. 12 have been bowled, 67 for 5. And that task is getting ever taller and steeper for Kuwait. You see the 2 Manhattan charts, they've really been dwarfed, haven't they, because of that.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
Skyworth Home Appliances. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ के
And he thinks that because it's the 2 left-handers out there, the best option is get the 2 off-spinners bowling in tandem. I like what he's doing, thinking through his options. And there also seems to be a willingness from the 11 to adjust to it. Some bowlers would get upset, only bowling 1 over and getting taken off. But Kushal Patel, straight back in the field, takes a catch in the last over, straight back into his work. Has to cut that one off. Said it before, I would love, I'm not sure that the production budget will extend to it. I would love it to Pendra Singh Irie Cam. Just watch that one dedicated. Here you go.
Almost gets to the ball.
Doesn't quite agree with the line that Bertel is running there and the angle that he's at. He's got to be straighter. Your extra cover fielder shouldn't be getting beaten straight, so he's got to just squeeze in a little bit. I think he's now made that adjustment. One-handed pickup. Gets Lalit Rajbanshi a backward point of all places. Not a position he's usually in.
Yeah, not a place that he usually fields at. And if there's no turn, you have to field a bit straight. Like extra cover, a bit straighter.
Good work from Bertel. Again, not beaten on his left-hand side. So making that adjustment, learning, and that I think was kind of compelled upon him by Dipender Singh Irie. We've barely blinked. This over is almost done. Just 4 singles from it. And Nepal have a real squeeze on. It's another great over. Irie has been exceptional. You might look in the scorebook and say none for 10, but he's really been a change maker in this second innings. And Nepal will race through their overs and continue to apply pressure. That required run rate, Paresh, it's now over 10.
हरेक लक्ष्य को आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साह मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार।
Nepal's showing a lot of class here, a lot of experience. They were wobbling really in that first innings until Gushan Jha came to the crease. I know Kushal Patel will probably get the plaudits, but I really feel as though Jha was the change maker. Just lost his grip there, actually, Rohit Paudel. It wasn't a case of seeing who was coming down the track. Yasin Patel batting in his cap. Always like to see that. Just looks better in the photos, doesn't it? Rather than the helmet. This goes over the offside. Good read, really good read from Kushal Patel, who somehow is going to keep this to a single. Outstanding fielding, nearly creates a run out. And I think it's just as well that Yasin Patel was sent back. Fantastic speed to the ball and another quick release. Wonderful fielding.
A very good anticipation by Kushal Patel to his right. Sprints to the ball and it really releases it very quickly as well. Did Rohit Paudel drop the ball? Oh, it was very, very close.
I think a good decision again. Rashid Riaz and Phil Gillespie have been outstanding. Just got back. Could still see a twister, a turn or two from here for Kuwait, but they have to start finding the boundary. They're having that same problem that Nepal had in between this kind of end of power play and 15th, 16th over marker, not able to find the rope with any regularity. Well, that's more like it attempted, but is long on going to nestle underneath it? Yes, he is. And Sandeep Jura is never going to drop that. Another fine fielder. Rohit Paudel is 2. He's got the wicket of Yasin Patel, and Nepal are maybe closing in on a victory here on the opening day.
Yes, a smart catch taken by Sandeep Zora, his second one in this innings. Yasin Patel played 27 deliveries for his 19, has to depart. He tried to hit it straight, but got the height, but not the distance. Easy catch for Sandeep Zora.
Yeah, great captaincy, leadership and quality from Rohit Paudel. Just a little slower through the air, wasn't it? Don't think it's Kushal Malla that's taken the catch. We'll need to get that corrected. Definitely Sandeep Jura.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइक नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सनुहोला। कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने, जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ KFC।
Under Shiraz Khan will come to the crease. Might see the captain be really selfless here. He so often is. But maybe just bowl these two balls and then get out of his bowling for the day. Turn back to maybe Rajbanshi or Sandeep Lani. Nepal fans are making a real racket here. They're loving every second. Great crowd for the opening day of the tournament and a lovely way to finish what's been three really engaging matches.
Yes, it has been the first game played on Oval 2. Oman beating Samoa by 5 wickets. And the second game here in this particular ground, UAE beating Qatar by 7 wickets. At the end of 14, Kuwait 76 for 6.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
To the attack was very expensive for the first 2 overs. 9.5 his economy rate.
Good crowd in there now, isn't it? Sandeep Lamachani returns to the attack for his third. Googly across the left-hander. Don't think that was picked. Tahir Bilal stuck in the crease. Perfectly landed.
Sandeep can be very lethal in this situation. He bowls that googlies, accurate googlies that pitches and moves away from the left-hander.
Goes for it again. This could be Lamachani's return wicket. Yes, it is. And he takes a moment to give thanks. This time it is Kushal Malla that takes the catch. And lovely to see Gulshan Jah run a long way in to congratulate Lamachani. Those two very close indeed. Bertel with the high five for his fellow leg spinner. Jora with the congratulations too. This game, it's now only heading one direction, and it's heading the direction of the Himalayas.
Yet again another googly bowled by Sandeep Lamachani. Simple catch to Kushal Malla at deep back with square leg. Tahir Bilal, the man who has to depart.
It's always the way Kuwait have played, isn't it? They keep going even when they lose wickets, but to hit square the wicket against the spin, I'm not sure whether he was picking the googlies and the leg breaks and being able to tell them apart. It's a very low percentage shots, and well, Kushal Malla has taken that very comfortably. What?
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइक नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या SS ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
Pull off something remarkable. As Naveen Raj is trapped straight in front. It's 2-2. Lamachani's on a hat-trick. Nepal thinking of a big win now.
Like we discussed earlier about Sandeep Lamachani, he enjoys bowling in this situation. He can be very lethal. That is what he's done. Back-to-back wickets. This was dead in front. Plum.
Yeah, I think it's a really good decision from an excellent umpire, Phil Gillespie. And I suppose a touch of redemption too for Sandeep Lamachani. He'll have been nervous, won't he, in the field? First 2 overs having gone for 19, but to come back and strike twice in the over, get back amongst the wickets, it's surely what he was born to do. Take wickets for his nation, Nepal. back in amongst them. And nice to see him with a smile on his face and doing.
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बुल
पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ केएफसी
There's a slip in place. Kushal Patel is in slips.
There's only been one T20 hat-trick in history for Nepal. That belongs, well, who else could it be but to Karen Casey. Came against Papua New Guinea. Lamachani has a chance at it. He's got 2 and 2. Can he make it the perfect 3? He'll be bowling to number 10. Slip comes into place. Cover and mid-wicket hovering. And what is the googly? It was always going to be the googly, but well kept out by Anudeep.
And the length was a bit shorter. He could have bowled a bit fuller and tossed it up. And nevertheless, back-to-back wickets for Sandeep Lamachani. A very good comeback over for him.
Yeah, really good. Maybe thinking of a double or triple wicket maiden the way he's going. Another googly kept out, just watched by Anudeep. And Nepal are thinking, well, not just to the 2 points, they're now thinking, hold on, if Kuwait go through this group, can we make this a 40 or a 50 run win? If they do, they'll get a good net run rate boost to go alongside it, and it would be a dream start. Oh, what a beauty that is. I'm not quite sure what they're appealing for. Is it LBW? Is it caught behind, or is it maybe stumped? I think it's beaten everything. The perfect leg break. You won't see a better one bowled. When it's a double wicket maiden, it somehow misses everything.
Yes, it was a flatter one, but turned viciously. Missed everything, missed the bat, missed the pad.
It's hard to bowl a better leg break than that. The drift and the angle in, it's pitched probably, around middle and leg stump even. Just to confirm, the side-on appeal also correctly given, not out. So he did take the... It was all happening. Caught behind appeal, stumping appeal. Neither given as Lalit Rajbanshi returns.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Yeah, I think the attack complements each other really beautifully. It's so balanced. And they're all quite different, if that makes sense. Okay, yes, Lalit Rajbanshi and Kushal Malla both bowl left arm spin. It's completely different. Rohit Paul, Dipender Singh both bowl off spin. Completely different. Lamachani, Kushal Patel, both leg spin. Completely different styles. And that's why you've got 6 options there. We haven't even mentioned Gulshan Jha, Sampal Kami, or Nandan Yadav, who again are all 3 very different types of seamers. So 9 bowlers I've just mentioned there, and every one of them can be a threat. You can put pressure on the opposition, and it's a really nice position to be in as a captain.
Yeah, all the nine bowlers with different dynamics. Talking about Sompal Kami, he gets the ball. Talking about Nandan Yadav, he gets that bounce. He has pace. Even Gulshan Jha can bowl in the pace.
In a funny way, it must be a relief that Sandeep Jura doesn't bowl too much, because you'd have 10 options up your sleeve as Rohit Paul.
Even Asif Sheikh can take off his pads and come and bowl.
No, that's a bridge too far, Paresh. I'm not going there with you. Arif, his brother, maybe, but not Asif. I'm not going to buy into him ever bowling a ball in international cricket. I don't think he's ever done it either. And for Kuwait, they just look a bit shell-shocked now, don't they? Both of these are capable of clearing the ropes, but Are they maybe almost playing a little bit with net run rate in mind, thinking, okay, this game's probably gone, can't get 15 and over from here, let's narrow the gap as much as we can, and then we're going to have to go and beat Japan.
Only 2 runs of this over, 16 gone. Kuwait are 78 for 8.
Just looking at
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाट
गाइस के गर्नु लाइक गरौँ
सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
यदि कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति
incredible to think that, though, isn't it? That, okay, you might say Malaysia beating Qatar would be an upset, but Japan will fancy their chances against Kuwait, and certainly Papua New Guinea will be favourites against Samoa. We could have a position, unlikely it might be, that at the end of the second day we actually know the 3 sides eliminated. Now, all of those games on day 3 will be very important, because then they will all dictate who takes through the 2 points to the Super 6. So it's not like there's going to be dead rubbers. Absolutely not. But that would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? Presuming Nepal close this win out, if Malaysia were to beat Qatar, if Japan were to beat Kuwait, and if Papua New Guinea were to beat Samoa, we'd know the 3 sides eliminated after just 6 games.
Yes. In a couple of days' time as well.
Remarkable. Could all be over inside, well, 48 hours, for some 36 hours. So a lot to play for tomorrow. Every single game, all of the 21 going to count hugely. That one's going to miss the leg stump. It's a sharp turning, googly, and Asif Sheikh nearly creates a run-out chance. Good umpiring again from Phil Gillespie.
Sandeep Lamishani appealing every delivery that hits the pad. That one going down the leg side.
He's hit the bat. He's desperate for wickets, isn't he? Always hungry to take wickets like any good leg spinner.
Yes, he has missed out on 3 T20Is in Sharjah. This is a comeback tournament for him. Has taken 2 wickets already.
Looks like he's found a nice rhythm now. They're going to try and run an overthrow here. Jazz throw goes to the keeper's end, and they will get home.
We often don't see this overthrows by Nepal. Four runs off the last over, Sandeep Lamishani. Last ball to go.
Another googly. It was always going to be a googly. He'll finish his 4-over allocation. Great return given his first 2 overs, none for 19. He finishes with 2 for 22 from his 4, and Kuwait 82 for 8.
हरेक लक्ष्य को आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साह मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Special celebrations like झन्नै स्पेशल बनाउने सधैँ KFC.
As Rajbanshi has number 9. And now it's going to be all over for the shouting. Good glove work from Asif Sheikh to hold on to a sharp catch right off, I think maybe the toe end of the bat of Shiraz Khan. Rajbanshi has his second. Nepal have 9.
Very smart catch taken by the keeper, Asif Sheikh. It was quicker through the air, Lalit Rajbanshi. Yeah, you're right, Lenny. It was toe end of the bat. Rashid Riaz, the umpire, no hesitation to give it out. Shiraz Khan has to depart for 3. It's all done and dusted for Kuwait. They are 9 down for just 82 runs.
A remarkable performance.
Top, सब ठीक ठाक
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
Dominated the vast majority then of this second innings as the youngster comes out at number 11. Daunting task for him. Just try to get Anu deep on to strike to see if he can hit a few boundaries. But Kuwait are going to go down to defeat here. So nearly from that delivery it was all over. And what's more, particularly if Kuwait end up beating Japan and coming through to the Super Sixes alongside Nepal, presuming that Nepal of course can get past Japan, they'll take a good 2 points and a net run rate boost into that Super Six. So an ideal start for Nepal and what looks like it's pretty tricky batting conditions overall here at the main oval.
Very well bowled by Lalit. Word cut out for Kuwait. Farooq, the number 11 batter for Kuwait. He bowled very well in his first spell in the first innings.
Worked into the leg side, should just get the single, so he'll get off the mark. No doubt that the vast majority of Nepal is watching this match and enjoying the action, and we do have to give a shout out to Paris Kadka, the secretary of the Cricket Association of Nepal, who is watching on. He's just posted a tweet with an amazing photo from Sajan Lamachani, the official Cricket Association of Nepal photographer. It looks like he's levitating in mid-air, Depender Singh Airi, and he says, "What sport are we playing?" That's brilliant. I'll give that a retweet. That is absolutely brilliant. End of the 18th over, 83 for 9. Rajbanshi ends with excellent figures. He's got 2 for 17. And Nepal, who remember, the second highest ranked side in this qualifier, no doubt will have had some nerves coming into today, particularly with the bat in that first innings.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि सेवाबाट
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सनुहोला. यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
स्पेशल सेलिब्रेशन्सलाई झन्नै स्पेशल बनाउने सधैँ KFC.
As it does loop up, and it's going to be a wicket, and fittingly, it'll be Depender Singh Airi that takes the catch. It rounds out well, close to a pitch-perfect performance, certainly with the ball anyway, just the one drop catch in the field. Some real highlight moments, particularly provided by the Tiger himself, with that world-class run out, as good as you'd ever want to witness. Nepal ultimately proving a bit too good for Kuwait, who had their moments, particularly in the first innings. But it's the dream start in a tournament structure and format that you have to get off to a good start in. Nepal win by 58 runs.
Yes, and a very big margin of win. Simple catch to Airi. The last wicket. Handshakes all around. Nepal winning the game by 58 runs, a big margin. That will boost their net run rate.
सन्दीपले 2 विकेट लिए क्या यार खतरा हाने के माको समेत.
And on the whole, you would have to say between the two innings that the right result. They have outplayed Kuwait, who definitely, I thought they were so good with the ball and so impressive with their bowling plans. They generally fielded pretty well too. But as the teams go off to shake hands, the two support staffs are already doing that on the sideline. Rohit Patel pats Kushal Patel on the back and says, "Thank you for your runs," and indeed that winning moment of the wicket. 26 for Quinto Anto, who really kept trying to swing away merrily, and double figures for Meet Bavsar and Yasin Patel. The rest, nothing to speak of.
Yes, it was a very poor performance by Kuwait. Sorry, reading scorecard. Bowling cards, Sobal Kami, a wicket for Nandan Yadav as well. 2 wickets for Lalit and Sandeep. 2 wickets for Rohit Paudel, the captain. Kushal Bultel chipping up with 1.
Yeah, and certainly a kind of all-round bowling performance that will give Stuart Law and Rohit Powell a very, very pleasing end to the evening. They've had a few wobbles, but let's get a look at the very best of it, starting with that Sampal Kami wicket.
Yeah, this was the shot played by the batter across the line. Straight hit. You get reward when you hit it straight, like we see here. That hit for a 6. Ladit Rajbangshi taking a wicket in his first over, and Nandan Yadav also changing his hands. First over that he bowled was haywire. Lalit again getting hit for a 6 down to square leg by Yashin Patel. Then came in Sandeep Lamichhane. A catch was dropped by Nandan Yadav at long on off Clinto Anto. Sandeep Lamichhane went for 19 in his first 2 overs. Then he was stopped. This was the play of the day. Dipender Singh Airi run out. And Rohit Paudel also chipping in with 2 wickets.
A lovely moment in the background here. You won't be able to see it as we're on the highlights, but the Nepal team coming to thank their fans as they always do. The lap of honour going all the way around the Oman Cricket Academy and applauding their fans just like they were one of the team. The 12th player at it again. Kushamala held that simple catch, and then Sandeep Lamichhane struck. The very next delivery was on a hat-trick and got the decision going his way. That was a good catch. Great glove work by Asif Sheikh, often overlooked as to how clean his glove work is. And then the winning moment, Kushal Patel getting that first wicket to his name, and another catch. They won't come any easier than that for Dipender Singh Airi. There are the Nepal players going around the ground to thank their fans. A lovely, touching moment on what has been the most perfect opening day for them. We'll leave you with the news before the post-match presentation that Nepal have won by 58 runs. Do stay with us. We'll hear from both captains. We'll find out who the player of the match is in about 5 to 10 minutes time.
क्वालिफाई भएको गेमहरू मजा आउँछ नि सबैजना यस्तो लाग्यो भने